Well, good Thursday morning, everyone. Trust everyone's had a good week, stayed warm, a little chilly, um, but it's March, so I think we're getting about what we always get, and that being inconsistent weather of March. But spring days are coming, and look forward to those days. I'm gonna jump into the devotion today. Share my screen um, from the message that Brother Jody shared with us on Sunday. Great job. Thankful for his obedience and for the Lord using him. But I've entitled it Leave It All Behind. His was Leave It Behind, talking about the woman at the well. And Pastor and him and Brother Ron have done a great job this week on the devotions. So I'm going to kind of follow along with that. The two verses that I want to share are John 4:28-29. It says, the woman left her water pot, went her way into the city, and saith to the men. A couple things out of that. The water pot, as Jody mentioned, that was her livelihood. That is how, unlike us today, having the luxury of, turning on a faucet and water coming out right here in the house, they had to go to a well. I'm not sure how far away she had to travel to do that, but she did it during the middle of the day when nobody else was really supposed to be there. But as I think all three have mentioned this week, that it was, a personal thing that Jesus knew she was going to be there, um, and so he went out of his way to meet with this woman. And we know her past of five husbands, and the one she was with now was not her husband. But she went straight to the city to tell the men, "Come and see a man," which told me all the things that I ever did. Is not this the Christ? But the fact that she left her water pot, okay, and I kind of, when he was talking about that on Sunday, was thinking about the fact that, as he said, that was her livelihood, that was her whatever it is for us. It was that thing that she depended on, you know, and the fact that she had no doubt, she could have had the interaction with Jesus. She could have grabbed up her belongings, headed to the city, and went to tell people what had happened. Okay, but the fact that she left it there um, shows her faith, and the fact that Christ said, if you drink of the water that I give, you'll thirst no more. But if you drink of this, and Brother Jody said that, eventually that well would have ran dry, and she'd have been drawing up mud eventually one day. And then that's true with us in our lives. Anything that we draw from that is not the living water, the water of Christ, is going to eventually leave us dry. Um, so it reminded me of a song, "Casting Crowns." It's not called Leave It All Behind." It's actually called "The Well," and we've sung it before. But it goes so great with this, and is very scriptural song. And so I got the lyrics here. Um, and just kind of go through them quick here. It says, "I have what you need, but you keep on searching." She's had five husbands. So obviously, husband number one didn't get the job done. Two, three, four, five didn't get it. She was living with some guy now. She was the talk of the town, but she was still searching. Christ tells her, "I've done all the work, but you keep on working." She was still trying to work out a system where she could get the water she needed, but avoid the ridicule of those around her. He says, when you're running on empty and you can't find the remedy, just come to the well. He says, you can spend your whole life chasing what's missing, but that empty inside, it just ain't going to listen. When nothing can satisfy and the world leaves you high and dry, just come to the well. It says, and all who thirst will thirst no more, and those who search will find what their souls long for. The world will try, but it can never fill. Um, just leave it all behind and come to the well. So bring me your heart, no matter how broken. So no matter how far apart, um, the woman was shocked that one, a Jew had came and talked to her, had came through Samaria and talked to her at this well, or a woman in general, not let alone a Samaritan. Um, and the fact that she had five husbands, and you know she was about as low as it goes in her life. to the fact that everybody was talking about her. But no matter how broken, Christ just says, give me your heart. Come as you are, when your last prayer is spoken, when you've done all you can do. So just rest in my arms a while. You'll feel the change, my child, when you come to the well. And I like this last verse. And now that you're full of love beyond measure, your joy is going to flow like a stream in the desert. And what did the woman do? She left everything and ran. Why did she run? She was full of joy. She had joy in her heart, and it couldn't stay there. She had to let it out. And said, soon all the world will see living water is found in me. Because you came to the well here. And, that's what happened. She had an encounter with Jesus. He took the brokenness, the emptiness, and everything, and he gave it, she gave it to Jesus. She drank of the living water. He took out all the brokenness, filled her with joy, and she had to go tell people. And the same thing with us in our life. I think a lot of reasons why even we, the church, don't spread the gospel and the word like we need to, myself included, is because we draw off of other things. And so we don't have that joy. And so, and Pastor mentioned it last night, I think, if I heard correctly. If not, it was a good statement that the Lord gave me, but I'm pretty sure Pastor had said it, that that the church is more apt to, share gossip than the gospel. And I think so. When we draw from, wells other than the well of Jesus, we'll give people our opinions. We'll talk about the weather, politics, favorite sports teams and things like that. But when we have the joy, and we talk about the revival, and we were talking about it last night at church, and been at school with these kids, even today in class, you hear kids talking about the revival, and just talking about it and singing the songs that we sang and things like that. Why? Because they were filled with joy. They emptied themselves out. They was full of joy, and they can't keep it inside. And so this is the last part of the song, the part we don't really sing in church, not because it's kind of a bridge, that a tag that goes with the song, but it really hits home here. It says your pursuit of perfection, leave it all behind. Your fear of rejection, your temporary pleasures, your earthly treasures, dried up, empty religion, rusty chains of addiction, all the guilt that weighs you down. It says, leave it all behind and come to the well. So my challenge to you today, and Lord, help me to do the same. Our pursuit of perfection, the fears of rejection, temporary pleasures, earthly treasures, empty religion, chains of addiction, guilt, your past, whatever it is that's weighing you down. Leave it like she did the water pot. Come to the well and drink of his water. Pray that you have a wonderful day. We love you, and we hope to see you Sunday.